Hello everybody, welcome to Monday Morning Must Knows. My name is Merlin Rothold and I'm calming down over here after last week's crazy gyrations. First part of the week was very negative and all of a sudden NVIDIA reports earnings and boom, to the moon, Alice, everything took off. But we also have some other things looming for the upcoming trading week, and that's where I'm going to start the week ahead. We'll start off with a very difficult topic. That's right, the debt ceiling. We keep hearing grumblings about, we're starting to reach an agreement, there's a deal in the making, it's starting to shape up, but bottom line is, it's still chaos over on Capitol Hill, and they're now throwing jabs back and forth, and one party wants this, one party wants the other thing. Well, I don't know which way this is going to go ultimately. The deadline is quickly approaching. We've heard Janet Yellen, the Secretary of the Treasury, say, we're going to run out of money probably around June 1st. Well, just about a month and a half ago, it was September, and all of a sudden it moved up to June. So we're coming up to this deadline where the government needs to make some very, very important decisions about keeping the economy going. Do we raise that debt ceiling and allow us to spend more money to stimulate the economy and keep it going? Or do we start doing cuts and bring down those components of the economy which might foster growth? So it's just walking this tightrope. What is certain is if we don't come to an agreement, and I say we like I have something to do with it, if our politicians don't come to an agreement, then we will see a lot more volatility going forward. And looming in the background there is this uncertainty of a default. If we have a default on our debt, that could create monstrous moves in the market. So let's just say this, for the next couple weeks, until there is some agreement, be very cautious. Might want to scale back on your positions because the volatility is going to be very, very pronounced for the debt ceiling negotiations happening this week and possibly even next week. All right, next, let's talk about earnings. We usually start off with that, but I thought the debt ceiling is probably a better way to go to start things off. Our earnings calendar is rather light. 380 companies reporting this week, and it really is extremely light, I have to say, but there are some big names. Let's start things off on Tuesday. You've got Hewlett Packard. On Wednesday, you've got Salesforce, Viva Systems, Network Appliances, or NTAP, and Nordstrom's reporting earnings. And then the biggest day of the week is going to be on Thursday. You've got Lululemon, you have Macy's, Broadcom, Five Below, Dollar General, Dell Computers, and Hormel Foods reporting earnings. And that, my friends, is it. There's really nothing happening on that Friday session. There's a bunch of international companies, but we don't really see them active, and their earnings announcements are very sporadic. They don't come out with a definitive time, so I usually don't post those ones. Okay, so we got the debt ceiling. We got earnings. I've got a slew of economic data happening, and I'm going to combine all that into one slide here to make it easy for everybody. Let's talk about the employment data in the United States. We start things off on Wednesday with the JOLTS job openings. That's Wednesday at 10 a.m. Again, all of these times will be Eastern time. We move one day forward into Thursday, ADP non-farm employment change at 8:15 a.m. On Thursday as well, 15 minutes after that, we get our unemployment claims. Then you have non-farm employment change on Friday at 8:30. And then the big daddy, the unemployment rate coming out Friday as well at 8:30. So you've got this big twofer on Friday morning at 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. That's just 1 hour before the markets open. That could create a tremendous amount of volatility in our market. So as you can see, there's a lot of stuff happening with regards to employment data in the United States. And as you know, Jerome Powell has made that one of his major talking points because that's one of the mandates of the Fed is full employment. And we're there right now. However, with all the layoffs going on, the innovations with the AI, and maybe some job replacement, these numbers may start to move up in the near future. I don't expect it on this week's announcements, but maybe in the next 3, 4, 5 months, we'll start to see these numbers tick up and unemployment number starts to surge, more people looking for work because they're out of work, and that could create some problems for our economy, but we have to worry about that a little bit later down the road. However, that said, when these announcements come out, there will be some action, particularly that Friday morning announcement at 8:30 Eastern Time, 1 hour before the markets open. That, my friends, is your Monday Morning Must Knows. We'll see you next week.